The community of Choko is located in the southwest of Accra and is one of the most underdeveloped parts of the capital city of Ghana. Being an overpopulated fishing village, some of the common issues are environmental hazards, poverty, illiteracy, child labor, and teenage pregnancy. Most homes are lacking electricity, running water, and toilet facilities. The average household income is $30 a month. Among the many children that live there, only a few have the opportunity to go to school, as many parents cannot afford to pay the school fees and other costs involved, such as uniforms and books. It is not only a lack of financial means that keeps children from going to school. Family cycles of illiteracy are common in this fishing village due to the lack of interest in education. When the most basic need of education is not fulfilled, the cycles of illiteracy and poverty would continue. Children have no alternative but to embark in child labor or even prostitution. 5-year-old boys are often dragged into the family practice of becoming fishermen rather than entering kindergarten. Girl children often suffer more because there's a greater demand for housemaids or market girls.
I was living with my parents in the northern part of Ghana. I was attending school there when I was 6 years old. But my father passed away and I was sent to Accra to live with my grandmother. But before I came to Accra, my grandmother said she doesn't have money to send me to school, so I need to sell charcoal in the streets. So I started selling charcoal around 7 years old.
Parents who feel the pressure of providing for their families who have grown in size due to poor family planning often push their pre-teen girls into relationships that would gain them independence from their parents. For girls as young as 12 years, it is common to give birth in impoverished communities like Choko, continuing the vicious cycle.
There are a lot of problems in the community. For example, the high rate of teenage pregnancy, and there's a high peer group influence too on the lives of the children, because when they come here and they go back home, they join their peers and they do all sorts of things. For example, the boys smoke, they gamble, they do all sorts of dubious things that affect them negatively. I also think the major problem here is that parents don't have enough control over their children, because maybe they have about 10 children in their family and to cater for them is a problem, so they leave the children to do what they like.
In the year 2000, Patricia Wilkins, an American from Brooklyn, New York, founded Basics International, an organization committed to help the underprivileged children of Choko, as well as other parts of Accra.
Basics International is a non-profit organization, faith-based organization that was founded in the year 2000 by myself. The concept and mission of Basics is to give underprivileged children an education, to take children off the street who are being neglected of their human rights, education, shelter, and parental care.
Basics' mission is to end the cycles of poverty and illiteracy and prevent the resulting rates of child labor, child trafficking, or prostitution by a variety of intervention programs. The Back to School sponsorship program started in the year 2000 and to date has given over 500 children the opportunity to enroll in schools, providing fees, uniforms, books, and other stationery. Currently, we are sponsoring over 200 children.
Through the years, Basics has evolved into many programs. Initially, it was started out as a sponsorship program where my goal was just to put children in school. Let's provide uniforms, give them school fees, pay for their books, their bags, and let's put them in school. But soon after doing that, I realized that that wasn't the most feasible thing to do because of their backgrounds. They were coming from families where they were the first child, the first generation to enter school, so the importance of education was not in the household. So there was no one encouraging the child to go to school. There was no one to receive the child when he came home from school to say, do your homework. We were also taking incomes from their families now because the children weren't working. So after a few years of doing the sponsorship program, we added Nana's House.
The Intervention Center, Nana's House, was started in the year 2005 to support the school sponsorships. Its purpose is to prevent children from falling back into their old lifestyles or returning to the streets. Nana's House gives about 150 children the opportunity to receive help with their homework, mentoring, and the chance to participate in extracurricular activities.
We do say loud Bible study, and we also do art and craft and general knowledge. Sometimes we do quiz. When we vacate from school, we do sports, basketball, knitting, computer, and crocheting. So we love the things we do at Basic because when we go to school, the homework that they give us, when we bring it to Basic, they teach us about it, and we also, when we go to the school, we feel happy because we get all the work correct.
The children also receive a warm meal every day when they return from school. For many of them, it might be the only meal they get in a day. Another of Basic's program is Nana's Home, a boarding facility that accommodates young girls that are at a high risk of teenage pregnancy or dropping out of school.
My sister needs to go to the SS because she just completed in May, and in September she needs to go. If my sister goes to the SS, I'll be left alone in the house. Because of this, that's why Auntie Pat find me a new home. That was the boarding house she sent me.
What it is that it's also an intervention. It's an intervention on them getting pregnant at 14 years old, 16 years old, and even as early as 12 years old. It's girls that we see are at high risk of dropping out of school because the community tells them that it's okay for you to be pregnant at 12 years old. It's okay for you to be independent. It's okay for you to depend on someone else other than your parents. So because we're dealing with these cultural practices in the community, we felt that it was a good idea for us to create an environment where these girls can come in and sleep and be in peace and not be forced into commercial sexual activities or have to work and put the pressures on them.
Through the generous help of numerous sponsors, Basics is now about to open a new facility which would offer more space and an improved environment for the various activities. Today, the vast majority of children in Choco live in poverty. This can only be changed by providing education that we believe every child should have a right to. Basics cannot do this alone, but depends on your help.
Basics needs as much support as possible from everyone. We need hands, we need ideas, we need financial support. We need people to network on our behalf. We need people to tell their organizations that we're here and what we're doing. I assure you that all the funds that are sent to Basics is used appropriately, but we need more support. I'm here every day. I see it. I believe it. The stories are real. People are living off of $1 a day. Some people are living off of 50 cents a day. People are living outdoors with no roof over their head. When it rains, they're still outdoors. People are living with no plumbing in their homes. So they go and they have to spend money to go to a public toilet. When they don't have that money to go to the public toilet, they go to the seaside. we're trying to break the cycle, and education is the only way to break the cycle. And if these children are educated properly, if they're taught that they can sustain their families and they can empower themselves by being educated, then we will not be sitting here in 20 years telling the same story. But in order for us to do that, we have to educate these children. And so I'm appealing to everyone to continue to support, continue to ask family and friends to support, so we can see these children growing up to be great, great people of Ghana.